Yeah, what about it?
Yes.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Welcome in to Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, SiriusXM Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from Chicago each and every day on the air until 3 Eastern. If you want to join the show today, you can always call and text us at 310-840-4910. We start today's show, Abdalla, with a franchise quarterback in the NFL saying that he feels disrespected by his current team as Baker Mayfield speaks to the media earlier today down in Tampa.
Wow.
Wow, we knew that Baker Mayfield was going to go into the regular season playing on the final year of his deal if he and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were not going to get a deal done. He also said that if they weren't going to get a deal done and this extended into next season, that if they were to use the franchise tag on him, he would play on the franchise tag, which next season would be around $50 million. But now Baker Mayfield has had the chance to speak to the media, and he does not seem happy.
No, he doesn't. And he told everyone heading into camp that this was going to be the case. So let's go. Moments ago, this is Baker Mayfield at Bucs camp speaking to the media.
I wanted the deal done, set the deadline, and told them it was going to be all ball after that. I did mean that. And I don't know if they thought I was just going to take some of the offers that they gave, but I'm at the point of my career understanding what I've brought to this franchise. I'm very, very thankful for the chance they gave me. Do not get me wrong on that. But I really know what I've brought to this franchise, leadership-wise, and even play-wise. It's been some of the best years of my career, and I think it's only going to trend upwards, just being comfortable and feeling that. So disappointing in that regard, to feel disrespected a little bit. That's really the disappointing part, to feel undervalued after thinking you've earned it. This is not a poor me thing. There's a lot of other people that have it way worse off, but I can sit here and look at other quarterbacks and peers and evaluate myself based on that and put myself in certain categories that I deserve to be compensated for that. And I think I'm a franchise quarterback. I've been told I'm a franchise quarterback. It's been said publicly from ownership down here. And so to not have a deal done is very disappointing. But I said the deadline was a deadline.
So that was Baker Mayfield moments ago at Tampa for training camp for the Buccaneers. Speaking to the media, feels disrespected, undervalued, and from what it looks like, Baker Mayfield and his camp and the Buccaneers are still very far off on a possible deal to get the quarterback happy for this upcoming season.
Yeah, and he also had a one-on-one with ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, and he tells ESPN that the Bucs only offered him a 2-year deal, which is probably the most disappointing part. Baker's quote, probably the most disappointing part, because he wanted a long-term commitment, and added that the Bucs were pretty far from the $50 million plus per year club, which he wanted to enter. So the $50 million club is Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Brock Purdy, all the way until Dak and Patrick Mahomes. Dak makes $60 million a year. Patrick Mahomes is the highest paid per year at 64. Joe Burrow is 55. Josh Allen's 55. Jordan Love is 55. Trevor's 55. Like, there are a lot of guys that make 55. And when you and I were discussing this, that's kind of the range where we thought that Baker should be asking for. We thought that, hey, if he's asking for 55, 56, that sounds about reasonable for a guy that is a guy that takes his team either to the playoffs or close to the playoffs. 2 years ago, they were in the playoffs. Last year, they didn't make the playoffs. So this is a guy that, he said it himself, he is a franchise quarterback. We believe that he's a franchise quarterback, but only to offer him a 2-year deal, I agree with Baker. That's pretty disrespectful.
Yeah, when you look at the quarterbacks and the contracts that have been given out, right? Like, some are not good comparisons. Like Patrick Mahomes at 64 a year, not a good comparison. Patrick Mahomes is a Super Bowl champion, one of the best quarterbacks in football, right? Dak Prescott, 60 mil, hasn't won anything. So he is of that caliber based on the stats and the hopes that he is able to do it. Also, Dak is older than all of these guys. He's 33. Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, it makes sense. Jordan Love, he's 28, making 55 a year. That's something that I think Baker and his people can look at. Even though Baker's 31, on a good day, you could say that Baker is a better quarterback than Jordan Love. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, Jordan Love is the better quarterback. But I'm just saying Baker's case could be that he could play to the same level as Jordan Love. The other name that jumps out at me on this list, the guys who are making at least 50 a year around the NFL, would be Brock Purdy with the 49ers. He's 27, making 53 a year from the 49ers. Baker Mayfield's a better quarterback than Brock Purdy. He is. And I know that's got to be the name that Baker Mayfield, his agents, and his people are looking at and saying, if he can get that from the 49ers, why can't our guy get at least that from the Buccaneers?
Yeah.
That's got to be the benchmark, because you could also throw in there Jalen Hurts with the Eagles, who is 28, making 51 a year. You could put Hurts. You could put Purdy. Those are two that are making over 50 a year that I think Baker has a case that he is a better quarterback than.
I mean, look, I just look at the numbers from last season, and I look at, you mentioned Jordan Love in that $55 million a year category, and I look at the numbers from last year where Baker Mayfield had 3,600 yards. He had 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Jordan Love in 15 games had 3,300 yards, almost 3,400 yards. He had 23 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. So, like, Baker had more touchdowns. He had more yards, and so they had comparable stats. So if he's looking at these numbers, he's looking at the stats. Yeah, the Packers made the playoffs, but Baker made the playoffs 2 years ago. They were close to making the playoffs last year. This is a guy who he thinks his best years are ahead of him. I agree that he's playing his best football that he has in his career. I think that you look at some of the guys that are in the 55 range. If he is saying, give me $1 more million, make me 56, or even just say, make me 55, just put me in the same range as these guys, get me to 50 to 50. And I think that his quote to Jeremy Fowler is probably the most disappointing part, is that they only offered him 2 years.
Yeah.
Is that they don't have the faith in him to give him more than a 2-year deal. Says a lot, because we know that in the NFL, none of these contracts are guaranteed. There's always ways to get out of these contracts. This isn't baseball. This isn't basketball. None of these contracts are guaranteed. So to only give him a 2-year deal is really only giving him like a 1-year deal, right? Like, a lot of this stuff can be voided. A lot of this stuff can be worked around with the cap and everything. So he's probably looking for long-term security, and even more so, a long-term commitment from a team moving forward. And so to only offer him 2 years, that's where I feel he thinks, and he said it, where he thinks he's the most disrespected.
Yeah, and that's where, when do you hear an NFL quarterback at the start of camp saying this about their team? You don't see this often. I feel disrespected, undervalued, that I told them that there would be a deadline. The deadline wasn't met. We're not even close. Like, you don't hear this stuff from quarterbacks very often, right? Like, and I think the positioning from the Buccaneers is signaling to me that they are worried about this upcoming season, because they see on the horizon that they will be firing Todd Bowles. And then Todd Bowles being gone, they would want a head coach to come in here and have his choice of quarterback. They don't want to commit long-term because, like Abdalla just laid out there, a 2-year deal, you could then get out of it, and then you can position your franchise to go in a different direction if that's the case. I think that's stupid. Baker Mayfield's 31. You have quarterbacks who are being sold to us as starters who are in their 40s, late 30s. I mean, Kirk Cousins is what, 38? The Raiders are rolling him out there as the starter, which doesn't make any sense, but they're still doing that. So, like, theoretically, a 6 or 7 year deal for Baker Mayfield, you're still getting a quarterback in their prime.
Yeah.
Like, Baker Mayfield's going to be able to play until he's 40. Mm-hmm. This is how this works now. So, like, that's what's weird. That's what the vibe to me is weird from the Buccaneers, because if you're saying you're worried about the future, Mayfield is your future. You can have him play for your team reasonably for another, like, 8 seasons.
Yeah.
That's forever in the NFL. Forever. So that's what's weird about it, is do you either, and Baker said it, it's like they've said I'm a franchise quarterback. They said I'm the guy. They talk about me as I'm that, but they are unwilling to pay me like that. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. So are they just full of it, and they don't actually believe that Baker Mayfield could be a true franchise-level starting quarterback for a team for many years in a row? That's what's surprising to me, is that they only offer a 2-year deal. What else do you want to see from him? He took the Buccaneers to the playoffs twice.
Yeah.
2023 and 24. I know that they missed it last year, but still, he was also hurt last year. He played through it. I don't know. I think you have to commend the player for doing that in a situation where he could have shut it down and been like, I'm worried about being a free agent in the future, so I'm going to shut it down and take care of me.
Yeah, and look, he also told the team, in part of that quote that we didn't play, is that he also said he told the team that this is not going to affect anything. He's shutting it down. He's shutting down negotiations. He's not going to worry about this. He's focused on the team. He's not going to worry about this and not going to negotiate or anything. And I think right now there are two teams in the NFL that are staring down the Buccaneers and blowing up Baker Mayfield's agent's phone if they could. And they're going to wait till the offseason if they don't use the franchise tag, and it's going to be Atlanta and it's going to be Pittsburgh. Because if they don't use the franchise tag and they're not willing him to offer him $50 million, and they're not going to be willing to put the franchise tag on him at $50 million, then you've got a team in Atlanta that Tua Tagovailoa, who's back throwing on the field today, but had a flare-up yesterday.
Oh, no.
And Michael Penix Jr. told the media it's going to be at least a month before he's allowed to participate in team drills. They don't know what they're going to do. Do you want to rely on two guys who can't play to open training camp, or a guy that battles it out? Now, I know that Stefanski and Baker have had some issues and stuff like that, but look at what just happened between Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy. Can we put things aside?
Wait, I don't think they had issues.
Yeah,
McCarthy and Rodgers? I don't think they had issues.
They had a little bit of a falling out.
All right.
And now they're back on good terms. I think that those two could be back on good terms. In fact, look at the Steelers. They're going to need a quarterback after this season. Aaron Rodgers has said multiple times he talked to his wife or the chatbot and said, I'm done after this season.
Are you saying Aaron Rodgers' wife is a chatbot?
It's a different segment.
Okay.
And he said, look, I'm done. You don't think that Mike McCarthy and the Steelers are going to be beating down Baker Mayfield's door to try to get him to sign with Pittsburgh? He would be a perfect Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, a dude that plays through everything, a dude that plays through injuries and tries to do everything he can to win. That's a perfect Steelers quarterback.
You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910 from the 443. Our guy Derek in Baltimore texts the show. I doubt it happens, but if I were running the Houston Texans, I'm trading for Baker Mayfield. Baker, along with that defense, can get to the AFC Championship game. Derek in Baltimore. Derek, you're right on, my man. I totally agree with you. And I think what Abdalla is laying out, too, is that there are many situations around the NFL that Baker Mayfield is an upgrade at quarterback for their current situation. I would take Baker over C.J. Stroud this upcoming season.
Yeah, look, and I'm not putting it out of the realm of possibility that if C.J. Stroud plays well this season, the Texans could get to the AFC Championship game. They have a ready-made defense for an AFC Championship run.
It's up to C.J. Stroud to play well.
It's up to C.J. Stroud.
Yes.
Now, look, but Derek's absolutely right. If Baker Mayfield's on that team, they could have gotten to the AFC Championship game last season.
Let's see, a text from the 208. I think this text is for Abdalla. It says, why the hate for Brock Purdy? He led the team to the playoffs and a Super Bowl appearance.
Okay. First of all, you said it, and I would say that if you ask Kyle Shanahan who he'd rather have, Brock Purdy or Baker Mayfield, he would tell you Baker Mayfield.
I agree. I think the Shanahan guys, I think the McVays, I think they all would rather take.
It's not hate for Brock.
Baker Mayfield over Brock Purdy.
It's not hate for Brock. I just think that Shanahan and McVay, that's why I think that a guy like Matthew Stafford can elevate what McVay does so well and run it at an elite level. But if you put Brock Purdy in McVay's system, it runs smooth, but it runs so much better when Stafford is in there.
Yeah, it does.
And if you put Baker in what Shanahan is doing, it would run better than what Purdy is doing. I think that, look, Kyle Shanahan had Jimmy Garoppolo and at one point said, you're not allowed to throw in a playoff game, and still almost won, and still almost won that game. Like, that's how good Kyle Shanahan is at this. Now, unfortunately for him, half his team is hurt already, and we're 2 days into training camp. So I don't know what to tell you about Brock Purdy. I don't mind him as a quarterback. I just think that he would take Baker Mayfield over Brock Purdy at this point. That's just what I think. I don't think Kyle Shanahan would ever tell you that, but I think that's what he believes.
So this morning at Buccaneers camp, Baker Mayfield met the media, and he said that he feels disrespected and that it's really disappointing that the Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield have yet to come to a contract agreement for the future. He also told ESPN Jeremy Fowler that it was a 2-year deal is what they were offering, and it's nowhere near the 50 mil club. So the quarterback's making 50 mil a year in the NFL. It essentially starts with Jalen Hurts. He's at 51. Lamar Jackson, 52. Justin Herbert, 52. Brock Purdy, 53. Jared Goff, Stafford, Lawrence, Love, Allen, Burrow, Prescott, Mahomes. So those are the players in the NFL making 50 a year, and that they were nowhere close to 50, and they were about 2 years was all that they were willing to offer.
Lamar Jackson is horribly underpaid too, and he talked about his contract as well yesterday. So he's horribly underpaid and is deserving and needs a new contract, and they're working on that too. The problem with Lamar Jackson is he doesn't have an agent, so he's the one doing the negotiating right now. So that's a problem.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. So keep the texts coming to the show, 310-840-4910. You know, there's an all-time great that seems to be haunted by another former all-time great in sports. We'll tell you about that coming up next.
Jerry Jones is all in and open to trading for a player.
I'd give up future to add to where we are today.
Will the Cowboys trade for Raiders star Max Crosby? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
There's an all-time great that's haunting another all-time great.
Spooky.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Can you really haunt someone while still being alive?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can.
Don't even ask me to.
What do you mean?
I will be
Don't
all
ask
up
you
in
to.
your business. Don't even get it twisted. I will be
While
all
you're
up
still
in-
alive? I thought you can only haunt someone from the dead.
You don't even want me to start haunting you while I'm still alive.
You're going to haunt me while...
I've got not a lot of years left,
hell?
but a few years left
What
where
are you
I
telling
could start
us?
haunting you.
Really?
Okay? Yes.
Oh, okay.
From the before grave, I will
all right.
start haunting you.
You're going to haunt me.
Yeah, I might have like half a foot in already. I'm 41, back 9 already, but still.
Back 9 already at 41?
I mean, come on, man. Like,
Come on.
The stuff that I've done and seen, yeah.
Wow.
Like the lungs probably aren't all there. That's probably most of it, really, is like the lungs, I would imagine.
From your
That's what they're
smoking
gonna-
marijuana days? Is
It's
that what...
it's not just marijuana, but
Okay,
yeah, like
all
that's
right.
what's gonna get me.
Okay.
If I
all
had
right.
to imagine,
I guess. Sure.
they're not
All right.
exactly like coal miner lungs, but it's they're
All
definitely
right.
not a pinkish hue like your shirt.
Okay. Thank you. I think this is a salmon shirt. I don't
Whatever
think it's
you-
pink.
Whatever you want to say, hun.
What I wanted to bring up is it feels as if Michael Jordan is haunting LeBron James while he's still alive.
Yeah.
Did you see the latest news today in regards to LeBron James? The Athletic is reporting that ESPN and LeBron are close to agreeing on putting together a Last Dance style documentary for LeBron's final season with the Philadelphia 76ers.
We knew this, but we didn't know that it was being picked up by ESPN. We knew that he hired a film crew to follow him around. I'm sure that they've already been documenting. I'm sure that part of this was documenting the process of this decision, right? And the hemming and the hawing of him deciding this. He signed I know he's got a player option, but he did sign a 2-year deal.
2-year deal for $8 million, $4 million a year. There's 18 players in college basketball this upcoming season making more money than LeBron
He
James.
hasn't had a press conference yet, right? Like we
No,
haven't
he
done the
hasn't.
introductory press conference yet.
Nope.
Okay.
No, he hasn't. He has not spoken yet.
But now we know officially
The King has not spoken. Rich Paul has spoken.
ESPN,
LeBron James is yet to speak.
Disney, owned ESPN is making this, is going to distribute this.
That's what The Athletic is reporting today. That, like, here's my point, is Michael Jordan is haunting LeBron to the point where this is the thought that they need to go and have a Last Dance style documentary.
Okay.
Like, you sure, you can make a documentary. Every great athlete has a documentary.
Yeah.
Everyone does. Messi, Tom Brady, they all do, right? They're out there. People are interested in the content. I get that. But to make it a pitch as if I'm going to do my own Last Dance, it's so obvious that Michael Jordan is just in his head because he will never be what Jordan was. Mm-hmm. He won't. And I can't recall an all-time great who's still playing, who's chasing the one that was before him like this in the past, right? Like, I know the names came up a lot, Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods, but, like, Tiger wasn't trying to be Jack. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was trying to win as many majors, 18 to 15, but he wasn't trying to be Jack. Tom Brady, Joe Montana. I don't recall Brady trying to actually be Joe Montana. I think at a certain point, we just realized, like, Brady's probably the best ever. And, yeah, we compared him to Peyton, right? And Aaron Rodgers and some of the others of his era. But, like, I don't recall constant conversations about Tom Brady chasing John Elway or Joe Montana from the past. Brett Favre, right? It's just something that it seems very specific to LeBron and LeBron's obsession to try and convince people that he is better than Michael Jordan, which he's not.
Kobe Bryant definitely had a Jordan complex. I don't want to say he was haunted by Jordan, but he definitely had a Jordan complex. He emulated him. I mean, the number.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it was definitely in his mind that he wanted to either be equal to or greater than Jordan.
I felt that was more of inspiration.
Yeah, that's fine.
Than trying to prove to everyone that he's better than Jordan.
But that's more of a friendly thing, right? Like, obviously Jordan at his funeral is like one of the only public appearances that Jordan has ever made since he's like gone away from public and all this kind of stuff, and like the emotion that you saw from Jordan, like that was obviously like a friendly thing.
What about Jordan on NBC with Mike Tirico?
Okay.
And their cool white sneakers.
I still don't believe that might have been AI. Like, I don't know if that was
I love that.
That was
last summer. Hey, everyone, look at the NBA on NBC. Jordan's going to be on the desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, really? You think?
So
that ain't happening.
I do think
if the desk is on a golf course, maybe
that, like, there is something weird between.
There's a weird obsession with LeBron and Michael.
Well, and there's also this other side of it too, where Jordan also has to continuously come out. The only reason he put out The Last Dance is because he had to be like, guys, remember, just remember who's the best. Remember because Jordan also, as much as you and I love Jordan, broadcasting out of the great city of Chicago, growing up as Bulls fans, we are both 41, growing up in the 90s. We are 90s kids, and we grew up.
Yeah.
The Bulls were the best. If the Bulls didn't win, like, we just grew up knowing, the Bulls are going to win a championship this year. Like, we just knew the Bulls were going to win a championship. Like, Jordan is our guy. That he does have an ego too, knowing he's the best, and has to constantly remind people that he's the best. And when everybody was starting to talk about how the Warriors were that best team and they could beat, the 72-10 Bulls and all that kind of stuff, he had to then put out The Last Dance to remind everyone, you thought, but remember, we were the best. I'm the best. Not them, the Warriors, and not him, LeBron James. I'm the best, and we were the best. And they, being the Bulls, broke us up.
Yeah, because conversations and hot takes and talking heads, they were going a little wild on the Golden State Warriors and the LeBron James in that finals, which was a fantastic finals run.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great basketball. And those are two great teams with great players, all-time players. But that the conversation after those series, meeting in the finals in back-to-back years, and what came of that was definitely some of the incentive for Michael to say, all right, release the tapes. Enough of everyone. Release the tapes. Let them see it. Release the tapes. Let's remind people of what took place in the early 90s and what it took to win that final title against Utah and to win 6 and to essentially go on an 8-year span where you're the best team in the world, except for removing himself from the game. It's a weird thing, right? Like when you see that ESPN is planning with LeBron to release a Last Dance style commentary on a documentary that will be of this next season, I would also say what that means is you better do something damn interesting, because being a team that's third in the East and you just duck out of the playoffs in the second round, like that ain't going to be a documentary anyone's going to watch. No. Like a part of what made The Last Dance with the Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls in the 90s was the stuff around that was taking place. If you remember The Last Dance itself, the documentary, one of the episodes was essentially around the Bulls taking care of Dennis Rodman, who was a wild card player, a wild card personality, and being able to take that wild horse and rein him in to try and win for the common goal of the team. Like that's the stuff that has to happen to make it interesting. Obviously the Jordan angle is essentially the reason why the documentary works. Yeah. Because he sat down for the interviews and it's about him as a player, as a rookie, as a young player, trying to win, all that stuff. But like LeBron, complaining throughout the regular season about just meeting the 65 game threshold, and he and Embiid bopping on and off the injured list, like that ain't going to be an interesting documentary.
Is LeBron going to is the equivalent going to be LeBron sending someone into Jaylen Brown's podcast to shut it down?
Yeah, like there's going to be a
all right, guys, shut this
live
down.
Stream of Jaylen Brown and LeBron has to go in and tell him to stop streaming, and then the two of them start arguing. Like,
argue with your grandma.
Yeah, thank you, Jaylen. I mean, like what? Like that's to me why it's a little ridiculous, and clearly he's just chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan, even though Jordan's still alive. It's the idea that he thinks he is much more important and cooler and better and everything than Michael Jordan. Well, I don't think people care that much about LeBron.
He's been told he's the best since he was in middle school and high school. His games were broadcast. He was like one of the first few high school players to have your games broadcast on ESPN. Went right from high school to the NBA. Like he's been called you just said it. King. He's been called the king. He's been called the king.
Well, he gave it.
I know
gave himself that name.
But people continue to do it. Like that's it.
He does the little.
It'd be different if people
putting the crown on himself.
Look, it'd be different if he did it and people were like, no. But no one said that. No one did that. Everybody just went along with it. So I understand it. He is the best player of this era. He's the best player of this generation, hands down.
And then now you also have like the LeBron James, Rich Paul media machine trying to put out there all of the different stuff about how difficult this decision was for LeBron to ring chase. You're right? Like it's so, oh man, he took so much time thinking about it, but it's a really tough decision to, you really have to give him credit to choose to go to somewhere like Philly to ring chase. Oh man, what a tough decision for LeBron James.
We've been to Philly. I liked Philly a lot.
No, I did, but I'm saying
why is he crapping on Philly like
that? What they're putting out there is like this was such a difficult decision for LeBron to come to, right?
Isn't he not even going to live in Philly? Isn't he
going to live in New York?
That's not even nice. Philly, don't embrace this man.
So yesterday, Shams Charania was on Rich Paul's podcast, Game Over, and Shams had this to say to Rich Paul, which it was a weird conversation. It was like this weird thing where Rich Paul was trying to prove that Shams doesn't know as much as he knows around the league. And he tried to tell Shams that, like, I bet I know stuff that you don't know. It's like, well, I would hope you're like the super agent for the league.
You're the guy.
Like, it was a weird thing to see.
You're supposed to be the source.
And I also don't really know who is that content for. Like, who is like, I need to tap in to see what Rich Paul is saying. I don't know. Here's Shams.
It's a loaf of bread. Now, you tell me, Rich, if I'm right or wrong. Is it the Cavs front office group, Kobe Altman, Brandon Weems, the Gilbert family, Grant Gilbert?
Okay. What are you referring to? What happened?
Meeting.
Okay, hold on right there. That Rich Paul is the worst actor in Hollywood, right? Like, he's trying to act like he doesn't know what Shams is going to say here next.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, the way. What do you have there? Listen to this again.
Okay. What are you referring to? What happened?
Meeting with LeBron.
Right? Like, he's the worst actor in Hollywood.
We just did voice
Inactive.
notes.
In early July. Is that the loaf of bread you're talking
Early
about?
July? Wait a minute. How did you know about that?
Yeah, right? Like this is all a show.
Shams has been doing this for over a decade.
Wait,
like, come on, man.
How did you know about that? How did you know?
How did the guy that
How did you know?
How did the guy that got
Wow.
Woj to leave the industry know this?
You know
How
what?
did the guy that got Woj to take a college desk job?
Who's the character that Martin Short used to play?
Well, the guy that on Arrested Development that had to be thrown around
No.
couldn't walk.
No. The fake celebrity interviewer.
Oh,
Jiminy Glick?
Jimmy Glick, yeah, Jimmy Glick, yeah.
How did you know?
How did you
How did you know?
He's
Shams?
stuffing donuts into his mouth.
How
did you
I can't say,
know?
So you thought this
can't
got by
say.
Shams, but he has all the details.
I thought it got by
You-
Shams
no, but-
because
but, like,
he never said anything to me about that. Nobody knew about that. That did not get out nowhere. Nobody knew about
Why
that.
was
in
this not
real time.
reportable? Why
In
did you
real
not
time.
report it?
This was information I was told off the record. And the other
Yeah.
side of it is also this is the history of LeBron in Cleveland, and what he means to that organization, and something like that. And that's probably why it was told to me off the record, right? Because if that were, something that got out, I do think in real time it does lead on a little bit.
How do you know? How do you know?
Please, Rich Paul, how did you?
How do you know?
Shams, how did
So
you
you thought this got by
know?
Shams, but he has all the details.
I thought
did
it got
you not
by Shams
report
because
that?
He never said anything to me about that. Nobody knew about that.
How'd you know?
I just imagine Rich Paul
I
with
don't
those
get
big
it,
thick
man.
glasses on now.
I don't get it. Dude, you're so successful, right? Like you've got one of the greatest players of all time. You've got all these players who are a part of your agency. You've got media deals. Why do you need a podcast like that? I don't get it. I like Max Kellerman. Kellerman's good, man.
I understand what Rich.
I just don't get the Rich Paul angle.
I understand what Rich Paul does, and he's like the super agent, blah 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 blah. But everything I've seen and heard about him is that all he cares about is content. All he cares about is that.
Right.
All he cares about is video. All he cares about is the LeBron doc. All he cares about is how this was presented. All he cares about is the fact that you and I talked about this LeBron thing for however many days. And that there was we had the LeBron James, where is he going? Blah, 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 blah.
It was every day of the summer.
Every damn day. Yeah, here we go again.
not
No,
again.
stop playing it. Stop it. We know.
is he?
We
LeBron
know.
James.
DeMar DeRozan. We know where he's going, and that he doesn't. It's more about that stuff than it is anything else. And the fact that he has a podcast where now we're even talking about something that happened back in early July,
Right.
weeks later,
It's wild.
is still more important than LeBron actually picking Philly.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. And, maybe Rich Paul should focus on making songs like the Philly fans, celebrating that LeBron's going back to Philly.
I still can't get this out of my head, man.
His name is LeBron James. I'm talking about the man on the Sixers. LeBron, I'm asking you to say his name. LeBron James.
There's all kinds of different songs.
No, get this junk out of here. There's only one LeBron song to me.
Mr. LeBron.
got real good grades.
It's amazing. The LeBron James songs. Yep. All right. I mean, let's just call it what it is. LeBron is haunted by Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. New signs are pointing to Aaron Donald returning to the Rams. We'll tell you about that coming up next.
Bucs QB Baker Mayfield doesn't have a new contract, and D lineman Vita Vea requested a trade. Will the Bucs stars be jumping ship? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Is there momentum with the Los Angeles Rams and Aaron Donald possibly returning to play for the Rams? It's a storyline that we're keeping our eyes on as training camps start around the National Football League. And Aaron Donald, one of the best defensive players I've ever seen play in the NFL, he has a chance to join a team that's surrounded with superstars, potential Hall of Famers in the Rams. After the trade for Myles Garrett, they are definitely the number one story in the NFL heading into this season. And if Aaron Donald decides to play, it only magnifies the conversation. Here is Sean McVay from Tuesday with an update on whether or not he's talked to Aaron Donald.
I have had conversations with him.
And what?
That's it.
What, can you
No, there's no. Here's what I'll tell you. You know, we've kept in contact. He's feeling good. His training is going really well, but no new news on the front of like any imminent decision on whether he's going to play or not.
And is he using the Rams facility for some of that training, or is he doing that solely?
He's got places that he can train at.
Is the Rams facility one of them?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure if he's.
I'm out. I'm not sure. I mean, he's out here with us. There's nobody at the Rams facility right now, so maybe TMZ knows the answer to that.
All right, so Sean McVay talking to reporters on Tuesday, whether or not he knows, but ask TMZ to check that out. Yes, there was a all-time media member laugh at the start of that. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? The very start of that, Abdalla? Yeah.
I have had conversations with him.
And what?
Oh, the gaggle. Oh, the gaggle.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
It's like the Krusty the Clown laugh.
What? What?
That's it. That's it.
That's outstanding. Myles Garrett yesterday was asked. I mean, that's an all-timer. That's all.
That's it. That's it.
Here's Myles Garrett on potentially playing with Aaron Donald.
If he's here, I'm gonna be excited to be his teammate, his partner in crime, and I think we can do great things. I think there's a lot we can learn from each other, and I'd love to pick his brain on the kind of things he does to attack his matchups, and I think the same could be said vice versa.
So there you go, Myles Garrett.
That's it.
Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. So it does seem like all signs are pointing to Aaron Donald returning to the Rams. I don't think he would need a long runway to get ready for the season. It seems like, based on what everyone has talked about, is that he is in shape. He just isn't ready for football shape, perhaps. So he could maybe flip it on at the very end, right? Like a week ahead of the season. All right, I'm joining the Rams and be ready for week one. I could see that from Aaron Donald.
Okay, I have two things here for this. One, I feel like the rest of the NFL that aren't Rams fans or the Rams are like Jesse Pinkman in this. So they can't keep getting away with this, right?
Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody has seen it on the internet, right? Two,
I watched it on AMC.
I think, would you be surprised if this doesn't happen until week 2?
Why week 2? Oh.
Because he doesn't want to go to Australia.
What?
Would you be surprised if a dude coming off of not playing for a few years doesn't want to go? Now, I could be completely wrong, obviously. He could come back in a couple weeks and just ramp up and go with the team and build some camaraderie and all that kind of stuff. Because obviously he's a team first guy. I understand that. But would you be surprised if the rest of the team went out there and all of a sudden he's like, guess what? I'm back. They show back up at the facility and guess who's there to greet them? After
He's
the
been
long
taking care
flight.
of the house.
Yeah, he's been cleaning everything,
Yeah.
getting the facility ready. If he doesn't want to go all the way out to Australia and back, he doesn't want to take that long road trip.
That's a good point. I didn't even think of that.
You think he doesn't want to make that round the world trip?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
No, nobody wants to do this.
I wouldn't if that was what the task was and you're not already signed up for it. I don't think any player wants to go take that trip.
Veteran
to
players
start the
don't
season.
even want to do training camp.
They don't want to do anything. Haven't we come to that conclusion that NFL players, based on the way that they've negotiated in the last couple of collective bargaining agreements, is that they don't want to do anything.
They take that over healthcare.
Which is wild. Like instead of fighting for more money or all this, they're fighting for less practice
Long-term
time,
insurance, all that good
less
stuff.
pads, less working.
Imagine
Okay, all right.
at home Monday night against the Giants, week 2.
Yeah, I could see that. You might be onto something with that.
Fresh off of the game in Australia.
You might be onto something with that.
Nobody wants to do.
Yeah, you're right. Because if he reports for the start of the season, he has to go on the trip.
He has to go to Australia.
He has to go on the trip.
You think he wants to do that and have to come back and then recover and all that? No.
I think you make a great point. It's Bleck Abdalla as we cover all of training camp as it is all getting started here in the NFL. We love football, and football is back this Saturday and Sunday. NFL teams across the league take the field for Back Together Weekend presented by YouTube TV. With 2 full days of practices, player interviews, behind-the-scenes access, it's a can't-miss NFL reunion. Back Together Weekend presented by YouTube TV. This Saturday and Sunday, go to NFL.com/BackTogetherWeekend for more information. I always like turning on the TV this weekend and seeing all the different camps, the vibes in camps. It's fun. It's a great way to kind of get back in the routine of football being right around the corner.
Yeah, I love seeing all the great plays being made. You get a good look. You get access to all these players. You get behind the scenes looks at everything before, you get into the real, grind of camp. This first week is a good look for everybody if you want to get a good look at your team and what everybody's capable of so far.
Yeah, it's fun to see, fans show out, the teams that travel away from the facilities. It's cool to see that.
Mm-hmm.
It's also cool that the teams that host fans at their own facility. A lot of teams have taken it in-house, right? So a lot of teams don't actually travel anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see all the different teams get back together for Back Together Weekend. And make sure you check it out on YouTube TV this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, as football is back. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Is there a quarterback in the NFL who spoke to the media yesterday who's in a quarterback competition that took a passive-aggressive swipe at the team? Is there a quarterback that took a swipe, a passive-aggressive swipe at the team? We'll tell you who the team is and who the quarterback is coming up next. Westwood One Sports.
This is Westwood One Sports.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in
A,
3
B,
minutes.
C, D, E, F, G.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. There was a quarterback that took a passive-aggressive swipe at his team yesterday. Now there's a few quarterback competitions taking place around the National Football League as we get started here in training camps. You know the places. Atlanta's got a quarterback competition. The Cardinals quarterback competition's taking place. The Browns, right? And then the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings probably have the quarterback competition that will result in the best outcome at the end of the season, right? Like for however this plays out, the Vikings will likely have the best season compared to the other teams with the quarterback controversy and competitions here in camp. And so when you look at this competition between Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy, I look at it assuming that Kyler Murray is going to be the guy because he's been a starting quarterback in the league before. He's done this before. He's been the guy. And I get it did not work for the Cardinals. But I think some of that has to do more with the Cardinals than it does necessarily the player. And so did Kyler Murray take a passive-aggressive swipe at the Minnesota Vikings yesterday in camp? Take a listen to Kyler speaking to the media.
For me, I think it's a reps thing. Continue to do it over and over again. Say it over and over again, and the more you do it, the more you say it, the more it comes natural, the more it comes easier. And I think that's really the process for me. I think once all that settles down, for me, it's just playing football.
So that's Kyler Murray. When he was asked about getting comfortable with the Vikings, he talked about reps. Here's J.J. McCarthy on his process going into camp.
Yeah, ever since last season when my hand got healthier and just getting into a groove of everything with the timing, the rhythm, the footwork, and just felt like it was really climbing. And, from then to now, I feel like I've grown. I'm certain I've grown mentally and physically just dramatically. And at the end of the day, it's just refining every little detail, leave no stone unturned, and just try to get better in every asset. And, that's a constant battle with yourself every single day until you lace them up or hang them up. And, I feel really good where I'm at right now, but it's a constant development each and every day.
Yeah, he's right. You lace them up to play, and then you hang them up when you're done playing. Yeah, he's right, JJ.
Probably focus on hanging him up.
Oh, that's not right. That's not right to say to J.J. McCarthy. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM, channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. You can always join the show at 310-840-4910. Kyler Murray talked about the reps. It's the second time here in the offseason that he has pointed out the reps as a possible issue.
For me, I think it's a reps thing. Continue to do it over and over again. Say it over and over again, and the more you do it, the more you say it, the more it comes.
Is that a passive-aggressive swipe at the Vikings, making this a quarterback competition and then dividing up the reps between he and J.J. McCarthy?
Yes and no. I think that, look, the Vikings are in a tough place, right? The Vikings invested a lot in J.J. McCarthy by drafting him where they drafted him. They don't want to give up on him. But they also realize that they're in a situation where you have a playoff-ready defense. You have a defense that could get you deep into the playoffs. You have weapons that could get you deep into the playoffs. But right now, the past couple of years, J.J. McCarthy has proven, one, that he's injury-prone, and two, when he's healthy, he hasn't had a grasp of the offense yet. So when he gets out there, he can't stay healthy. And when he is out there, he hasn't played enough to show that he can manage what Kevin O'Connell has given him. Kevin O'Connell is a quarterback whisperer. He turned around Sam Darnold. The GM of the Vikings was fired because he let Sam Darnold walk, and Sam Darnold went and turned around and won a Super Bowl. Daniel Jones was in the building, didn't even play a game for the Minnesota Vikings, and look at how well he played for the Colts before he was injured, and then that offense went down the drain after he got hurt. There are guys that Kevin O'Connell is just in the same room with, and they get better, but for some reason, J.J. McCarthy just hasn't. And now you had a situation where the Minnesota Vikings, because of their GM that was fired, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, that were completely cash-strapped, but you had to bring in a quarterback to push this. And guess who was there? Kyler Murray. Because of the Arizona Cardinals, they had to move on, and we're in a place where they needed to reset and move on, and they were in a place where they had to pay all of this money to Kyler Murray, and the Vikings took advantage of it because they could offer him a couple $1 million while he could still make a bunch of money from the Cardinals, and they could come in and have what they are saying is a true competition. And Kevin O'Connell has said this can go down to the wire. I don't think it should. And I think that Kevin O'Connell knows that it's not going to. But we're 2 days into camp. We're a day into camp for them. Like, yeah, you're still going to split some reps here and there. But I think you know, and Kevin O'Connell has been doing this long enough to know when it's time to just say this is over and say, hey, Justin Jefferson is been in the league long enough to know when this is over. And he's basically said that Kyler Murray knows what he's doing and JJ's coming along nicely. Like he's said it, he's basically said that, right?
Yeah.
And so I think we'll get to a certain point, and in a couple weeks here when preseason game starts, by the way, we are 1 week away from the Hall of Fame game.
Can't wait.
1 week away.
Football, 1 week away.
Football
We love it. We love it. Yeah.
Football is back. Part
Absolutely.
two.
Yes. Can't wait.
So when you get
We love football.
into preseason games,
thank you, Bart Scott.
and depending on how they because I would assume both guys are going to play in the preseason. When you see these guys in the preseason and how they're adjusting to the offense, I think that's when they start to separate themselves for everyone to see, to live defenses. And that's when Kevin O'Connell will go, okay. Because look how the NFC North is. The Minnesota Vikings can't compete for a playoff spot in the NFC North. They might not win the division, but they can make the playoffs, certainly. They're good enough to come in second in the NFC North and compete for a playoff spot for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also, listening to the sound bites and listening to the clips of Kyler Murray, I don't know if I would sell this as.
For me, I think it's a reps thing. Continue to do it over and over again.
I don't know. It sounds more to me like a player that's trying to get comfortable in the new system, less of him taking a swipe at the organization for splitting reps. Now, the first time he said it to the media, it did feel a little bit of like, why am I doing this splitting reps thing when I'm the better quarterback? But that right there sounds a little bit more of someone just trying to get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he's necessarily taking a passive-aggressive swipe, and I agree with you. The Vikings can be good. And when you look at the recent history of quarterbacks who have failed with their first team, last season we saw Sam Darnold have success with the Seahawks. He had success in Minnesota before he went to Seattle. He was a failed, busted quarterback with the Jets. He was no good. Left for dead, right? In the quarterback graveyard of New York Jet drafted quarterbacks, right? There's just a minefield of old quarterbacks with the Jets and with the Browns, right? We know as Chicago Bears fans, it's something we've dealt with for most of our fandom throughout our lives. So I put the blame on the bad teams and not the players because Sam Darnold just showed us in a great situation, he excelled. He was good.
Mm-hmm.
No one's going around saying that Sam Darnold's a bust anymore. That's not the case. And Kyler Murray is more talented than Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
He just is.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing if we project out to 7 months from now, we'll be looking back and being like, hey, Kyler Murray had a pretty nice year with the Minnesota Vikings. Because of the setup with the organization, the head coach, the team around him, I think Kyler Murray will be a decent quarterback this upcoming year, and I think he will win the starting job for the Vikings.
And I don't think the Vikings will make the same mistake twice. If he wins the job and he plays well, and the Vikings are in the hunt for a playoff spot, I don't think they make the same mistake twice. I think that if they are cash strapped again, they'll rework some deals. They'll figure some stuff out. They'll use void years, whatever they have to rework some contracts. They will find a way to make Kyler Murray their quarterback of the future. And sorry, JJ, but it's the NFL. This is how this works. It's a cutthroat business. And you can request a trade and try to go somewhere else and become Kyle Shanahan's savior. Go somewhere else. And be the next quarterback, find another quarterback whisperer somewhere. Because when you have a defense like the Vikings do, and you have Justin Jefferson, who's a top 3 wide receiver, top 2 wide receiver, you have to take advantage of that because these windows are so small and can be so small that when everything comes together, you saw it for the Seahawks. We're already talking about how the Seahawks might be done, one and done, because of how good the Rams are. Like the Seahawks window could be closed because we're talking about Aaron Donald joining the Rams, and they got Myles Garrett, and that might be it. It's over.
Seahawks window closed. Adam
No,
Abdalla.
but I'm just saying, like, people are already discounting the Seahawks. Like, we forget the Seahawks just won and had this phenomenal defense, and they might be done because the Rams went out and traded for Myles Garrett and might get Aaron Donald. Like, we forget that the Seahawks just won the Super Bowl and are still in the same division. Okay? So, like, if you have a good of a team as the Vikings can have, you have to go with the better quarterback. And Kevin O'Connell will realize that.
It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You can always call or text the show at 310-840-4910. We have a texter from the 401. This is what the text reads. Kyler Murray is a joke. McCarthy is the quarterback of the future. He has a much higher ceiling than Murray. Murray will be injured or booed off the field in Minnesota by Halloween. And McCarthy will take over, and Murray will be gone from the Vikings after 2026. That's a text from the 401.
Okay. I mean, ideally.
Tala. Okay.
Okay. Ideally.
Okay.
If the Vikings. Look, the best case scenario. The best case for the Vikings is that J.J. McCarthy wins the job. I've watched J.J. McCarthy play football. I don't think it's going to happen. I've seen him throw interception after interception and drop the ball, and yeah.
Okay.
I've seen J.J. McCarthy play football. I'd be willing to bet against that.
Okay. We were talking about LeBron James earlier. A text from the 615 says, dude, you've already done Space Jam. How'd that turn out? As far as The Last Dance, that he might be going to The Last Dance. He might be doing a Last Dance documentary with ESPN.
I don't.
He already had a failed Space Jam attempt.
I don't consider that a movie. I don't consider that a film.
They released it in theaters.
That never happened. That was some AI CGI.
Oh no! See, this ain't good. No. Now we have texters taking it out on each other. Now we have a text from the 843 that says there's a lot of delusion coming out of the 401. Eh?
Woo! Yeah. I love it.
Right?
No.
You can't do that.
Bring it.
Don't turn on each other.
No, I bring it. I love it. I love it.
That's outstanding.
Bring it to the air.
I love that. That's great. Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports. Right. All right. Your response to that text.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Well, it's like, look, it's like yesterday we spent a few segments talking about how the Raiders are making a huge mistake not giving Mendoza all the reps in camp, and how Kirk Cousins should have walked in as the backup. And we posted the video on various social accounts, and like a bunch of responses were, you guys are idiots, Mendoza should sit, all this kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, that's just like your opinion, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like that, we also watch football, and I can tell you that the guys that start are good.
Yeah. And
the guys that start right away are good.
You're idiots.
Yeah. Okay. We're idiots. Okay. Cool.
Oh boy.
Enjoy winning 3 games.
Oh, no.
It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app.
Oh, they're back at it. Hold on. Another response.
You got
Hold
more
on.
text.
Mark my words. I'll be texting you guys around Halloween, and McCarthy will be the quarterback, and Murray will be long gone.
Okay, I love it. That's great. I hope our friend from the 401, which I believe is like a Rhode Island area code.
We have a live
texts.
look at his room right now. If you're on the YouTube chat at Bleck and Abdalla Show, help us get to 1,000. By the way, we're coming up on 1,000 subscribers. But yeah, we got a live look right now on the YouTube chat of his bedroom.
Subscribe. Shout out. That's a nice looking room.
Mark my words.
I feel like you've got to custom make a lot of that McCarthy gear. I don't think that's for sale in a lot of places.
That's great. And you can always follow along with the show. You can watch the show each and every day on our YouTube channel, Bleck and Abdalla Show. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers. So help us get to 1,000 subscribers. We can do this. Next couple of days, let's go.
Together.
Subscribe, Bleck and Abdalla Show. Let's go. You can be the one.
Together.
You can be the one. Log in, subscribe, and then tell Abdalla in the chat he's an idiot.
Yeah, we've got Daily Rowe.
You can do that.
Who's in there every day. Said J.J. McCarthy is in a QB competition with Wentz for a backup spot. That's the only competition that's happening.
Oh, I agree with that. That is 100% dead on accurate. Totally agree with that.
You get to look at my AI slop too when you go on the YouTube.
Raj, can you explain to the audience your love for the AI slop? What's going on here with that?
I feel like you've basically drained the Red Sea at this point.
I mean, we're losing natural resources.
Do you know how much gas is right now?
Absolutely. There's one key reason I've really fallen in love with the AI slop, and that is to get a reaction out of you two. Like, honestly, yes, everybody gets to see it, but the main purpose is I'm entertaining a group of two, and it's you two. But in addition to that, when it comes to the AI slop, when the machines take over, when Judgment Day hits, I want them to know I embraced it. I didn't push back, and I was kind. Like the AI slop we just saw. I said, could you please show me a bedroom of a super J.J. McCarthy fan theme? Thank you very much, Copilot. I always end with thank you very much. You always need to be nice to your AI chatbot so that when Judgment Day goes down, they'll know I'm not John Connor. Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla, they're the resistance. They're John Connor. AI, be nice to your friend Raj. I was nice to you. I didn't push back. I embraced it.
It's unreal.
You know, Raj,
it's unreal.
One of the only reasons I had a kid is so at some point I can come back to this past.
The only reason, huh?
And tell her that she needs to be the one to take down the machines. One of the only reasons.
One of the only reasons.
The only reasons
yes.
to procreate was so I can one day come back and tell her that she needs to be the one to take down the
Before you
machines.
made that choice, you never watched the cinematic masterpieces that were Terminator 3, Terminator Salvation, Terminator Genesis, Terminator whatever the last one was?
I watched the documentary I, Robot, and I saw the future.
Yes. All right. Well, that's
Machines
great.
will remember, Raj was nice. Bleck and Abdalla weren't.
Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Raj will rejoin us in just moments. We'll play a little over-under here on a Thursday on Bleck and Abdalla. And we'll ask the question about Aaron Donald. How many sacks will he have in this upcoming season? We're just assuming he's going to play. We'll address that coming up next.
The wait is over. Every NFL team is now in training camp. Football is back, and so are the storylines. We'll keep you on top of it all. Happy football season, everybody. Westwood One Sports.
Raj, can you hear me? Can you hear me if I talk to you? Hello?
Yes, I did.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla. Here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app, hanging out with you live from Chicago each and every day here on a Thursday. It's now time to go on out to parts unknown in Colorado, and that's where we find Raj Sharon.
And the next question comes from the line of Raj Sharan with Westwood One. Please proceed.
Please proceed. On a Thursday, it's time to play a little over and under with Raj. What's up, Raj?
What's up, fellas? All right, let's go over, let's go under, and let's start with the topic we were just talking about not that long ago. Aaron Donald. And there's an inference in this question because if he doesn't come back, you're obviously going to take the under if you don't think he's going to play. How good would he be when he actually takes the field? His career low in sacks was 5 back in 2022. He played 11 games that season, and he had 5. So I went with that kind of number in mind. Abdalla, Aaron Donald will record over or under 4.5 sacks this season.
If he comes back, he will go over. Because, I mean, come on. Myles Garrett, Aaron Donald on the same line? Are you serious? Like, how are you going to know who to double team? Like, you're going to have to double team Myles Garrett every time, right? You're going to put one guy on Aaron Donald? Like, he's going to get 5.
Yeah.
Even if he misses. Even if he misses Australia. Because I love this. It might be my favorite conspiracy theory I've ever come up with is that he's going to intentionally come back week 2 because he doesn't want to go to Australia.
He doesn't want to go down under.
He doesn't want to make the trip because he's just like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'll come back, but I'm not going to Australia. I think that I think he'll go over.
I am subscribing to a different idea where he wants to come back. He just doesn't want to deal with training camp.
Both? Why
He doesn't want to go through training camp.
Why not both?
I'm going to answer this. I'm going to say over Raj because I think that they're gonna be great, and I think he's going to play, and I'll stand by that. I think he's going to play this season. I think at this moment we would know if he was not playing. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think there's too many breadcrumbs leading to the idea, and I know that Sean McVay was elusive the other day in trying to say where he's working out, but he's been seen at the Rams facility working out, which there are former players of teams that work out at the team's facility post-playing career, so it is something that could happen, but I think Donald will play. I think he'll go over the number.
You know what would be wild? What if it wasn't just the first game? What if he came back like later in the year? It sounds kind of crazy, but crazier things have happened of like, hey, like I'm going to take the first month to get in shape or whatever.
I don't think it's that crazy. If you limit the amount of abuse that you put on your body, a player like Aaron Donald, like why explain to me why someone like Aaron Donald would need to go through all of training camp in the first 2 months of the season to be ready for the stretch run.
It's not a scheme. It's not a scheme thing, man.
He's such a pro that he's one of the best we've ever seen at the position. As long as he can get out there and he's in shape, he's going to be good.
I like it. All right, the big story of the day, guys, in the NFL, Baker Mayfield just eviscerating Tampa Bay's front office today about his contract. So I asked this question, and by the way, this may not be with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Chris Bleck, Baker Mayfield's next contract will be over or under $49.5 million per season, since that seems to be the threshold that they're having trouble getting to, is over that $50 million mark. Does he get over or under it, whether it's in Tampa, Atlanta, Pittsburgh, or somewhere else among the 32?
I'm going to go over. Baker Mayfield will be making over $50 million on his next deal, his next contract. I think he's over. If he were to go under, the names who are under that mark are like Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, Malik Willis, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson. He's going to go over.
It's over.
That sounds like that's where Tampa's grouping their own guy with those
they're
guys.
Wrong, Ben. And they're going to be a team that will have quarterback failure for years if that's the way that they handle it.
I'm honestly surprised that he said he would be willing to play on the franchise tag next season.
Yeah.
Because to me, I understand that Baker has turned into, he's always been like this, like a team first guy. But if you tell me I have to play on the franchise tag, and the franchise tag is only $50 million.
Only. It's only $50 million.
$50 million.
It's only $50 million.
But he wants more security, right? He wants the long-term deal, and that's only a one-year deal. I know this is technically only a one-year deal right now that he's playing on. It's the final year. But I wouldn't be, it would be prime for a hold-in, a hold-out, whatever, but he realizes that that's costing the rest of the 52 guys that are going to eventually be on that roster that chance at a playoff spot because he's not out there. They're playing with a backup quarterback throughout training camp. They're playing with a backup quarterback. Preseason games, he might not play anyway, but you know what I mean. They're practicing with the backup. He's failing them by holding out or in or whatever he chooses to do. So that's why he's saying that. I would hope that they would get something done by next offseason, but I think that it's going to be over for sure. It should be over. It should absolutely be over.
All right, guys, you know who's having a quarterback battle right now? The team that drafted Baker Mayfield, the Cleveland Browns. And initial reports were day one didn't go so well for Deshaun Watson. I asked this question, and by the way, the threshold here is 6 games. I want to make that clear. The Browns will start over or under 1.5 quarterbacks this season. And again, that threshold is at least 6 games. What do you say, Abdalla?
So they have to start 2 quarterbacks for 6 games. Is what
you have to start at least 2 quarterbacks for 6 games.
At least 2 for 6 games.
Yeah, so we're 18 games essentially, or just under 18 games, but we're basically thirds. Broken into thirds. You can have at least over. 2 guys play third.
I'll go over because I think that Deshaun starts, they give him the 6 games, whatever. This ain't working. And then we'll throw Shedeur out there for the rest of the season and see what he's got. And if that doesn't work, then they know they're moving on from both.
I think this is an easy over. There's nothing more Cleveland Browns than that, just having random quarterbacks starting games and losing and being at the bottom of the NFL. Todd Monken yesterday had this update on the quarterback competition.
Yeah, nothing's really changed. We anticipate alternating. First of all 4 quarterbacks are going to compete. They all won't get equal reps. Obviously, we will alternate just like we did in the spring. The easiest way for me to say that, and it still won't stop you from asking, not you particularly, but everybody in general, is the first game. And we're going to have a starter the first game, right? I mean, ultimately, I'm not going to decide who the starter is. They decide by their play. But they'll decide who plays.
Oh, yeah,
He's such a coach.
What a guy.
Yeah, put this
coach
football
is
coach right in our
man.
veins.
That
Come on,
is
right to the arm. Let's go.
That is a
I'm not gonna
ball
decide who the
coach.
They decide.
Man,
by
I
their
like
play.
Monken, man.
They'll decide
I
who
like
plays.
him.
I don't decide who plays. The players decide who plays.
I love that.
I like
I don't
Monken.
decide.
Listen.
They decide with their play. That's
Listen.
the best.
Listen.
That is great.
Listen, he might not be a good head coach. He might be the worst head coach. I don't care. He's a ball coach.
He might
That's
only
all-
be there for 1 year, but he's going to be a ball
he
coach.
is a ball coach
He
until
is
the
a ball
day
coach,
he
man.
dies. That
Coming
is
to run
all I
your
care about.
offense next season somewhere in the NFL.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
fine.
that
Yeah, man.
is-
I mean, ultimately, I'm not going to decide who the starter is. They decide by their
I like
play.
that guy a lot.
By
They'll
their
decide who
play.
plays. I don't decide who plays. The players
That's
decide.
so good.
That
is
is
good.
such. What's so great about that, Raj, is Abdalla and I have worked together for so long and known each other for so long that the moment I heard Monken say that, I knew without even having to look at Abdalla, this is our guy. That's a money clip.
Yeah, man.
That just,
That's our dude.
Yeah.
That is a
I'm
ball
not going to decide who the
coach.
starter is. They decide by their play. But they'll decide who plays. I don't decide who plays. The players decide who plays.
So that means, Raj, to answer your question, the players will decide to start more than the 1.5
All right.
quarterbacks throughout their season,
I usually
starting
don't
at
answer
least
on
6
these.
games.
I'm going under because I think all 3 of them wind up splitting. I don't think any of them wind up hitting that.
Oh,
they may
okay,
be on a
all right,
4th
all
one.
right.
by
That's
the
a way
end
to
of
look
the
at it.
year.
That's
All right.
absolute chaos.
One guy we expect, barring injury, to play almost all the games is New York Giants quarterback Jackson Dart. And there was some buzz coming out of early camp in New York, not just about Jackson Dart, but Malik Neighbors back and apparently looking good. And how about this? Odell Beckham turning some heads early in camp for the Giants. I asked this, Jackson Dart, over or under 21.5 touchdown passes this season, Bleck?
I'm going to go under. I don't think he is
What's
capable of
up?
staying.
What's up?
I don't think he's.
That was the saddest what's up.
That was
what's
awesome.
Up, what's up? What's
Raj,
up?
that was great.
What's up?
I don't think he's capable of staying on the field. I think he's too much into running into other players with his head, and he'll be in the blue tent too many times
Harbaugh's
to
got to
get
coach
to
him
that.
out of that. Come on, Harbaugh's there. Got to coach him out of that.
To get to that point, so I'm going to go under for Jackson Dart.
There's nothing like having a training camp hero, whether he's an old grizzled vet or a guy you've never heard of, who was drafted in the 6th round or was a post-draft signee. God, Odell Beckham turning heads. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's not. There's no way. Come on.
Wait till
Come
he
on.
actually tries to run during a game.
Come on. Malik Neighbors looking good is
Malik Neighbors
notable.
looking good is
Yes.
legit. That is real. That is great that he looks good coming back from injury. That is real. I am also going to go under because I think he tries to run too much. I think that he's going to get into the red zone. He's going to see, an opening, and he's just going to go for it and try. Like Chris said, he's going to try to run through a wall of players to try to score. So I'm going to go under.
All right, guys, and finally, we love analyzing the box office numbers on this show. Tom Holland and Zendaya have been a part of a movie called The Odyssey. Have you heard of that one, Bleck? Have you ever, got any buzz on The Odyssey?
I don't know if I told you guys this, but I saw The Odyssey.
You did?
I saw it. Yeah.
Changed your
I
life.
saw it the day it
Saw
came
it.
out. I saw it. Yes.
All right. So some interesting factoids. I did some research today because last weekend, The Odyssey essentially ran unopposed in its second weekend. There was no big new release. This weekend there is, with Tom Holland and Zendaya's Spider-Man. However, Christopher Nolan and his studio secured exclusivity, so IMAX will not be showing the newest Marvel movie, which is like unheard of for the Marvel films. Spider-Man is regulated to the regular D. It is only going to be regular D. It is not going to be getting IMAX.
Poor Zendaya.
So I asked
used to
this. With that in mind, The Odyssey still in IMAX. Spider-Man limited to regular D. Spider-Man will earn over or under $264.1 million opening weekend, which is the exact mark that The Odyssey hit. Adam Abdalla. Only regular D. Those tickets do not hit the IMAX prices.
People love Spider-Man. I'm gonna go over. I love Spider-Man's one of my favorite.
I hope
comic books.
I
I'm
hope
gonna
people
go over.
from coast to coast are referencing standard definition as the regular D,
honey,
because of our show.
Honey, we're going to regular D tonight.
Let's go see
regular
we're
D.
Do,
regular D. She's
D.
like, oh, what are we doing? And she goes, Spider-Man. Oh, that's as always disappointing. Yeah, I love Spider-Man. I was we saw the trailer for Spider-Man. I was talking to my wife about this. It's Batman and Spider-Man for me. Those are my two favorite. I love Spider-Man.
What about He-Man?
That one's already streaming, like less than 2 months after it was in.
And the X-Men are up there too. Those are probably the top three.
Got any more?
No, I just said the top three. Those are my three.
Black, I know you love you some CG.
It's a Mount
Black, you
Rush
love
light.
CG. You love movies that were filmed on one set in front of a green screen. I know you love it.
No, I'm just saying in general of like comic book, like when Tobey Maguire Spider-Man came out, like that was awesome.
Those were cool.
You give me a Chad
that was
Kroger,
the first one.
Chad Kroger and the Saliva dude singing a duet.
I'm a
Hell
Batman guy, but Spider-Man movies do well. But only being regular D. Can it beat
only
the
a regular
Odyssey?
D.
I'm gonna go over. People will appreciate the regular D and still show out.
So the question is, will Spider-Man this weekend make more money than The Odyssey in its opening weekend, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the question.
It will.
Does Spider-Man's opening weekend beat the Odyssey?
264.
Yep, 264.1 is the number to beat.
I'm going to say under.
Okay.
I don't think there's the same enthusiasm for the Spider-Man, even though I understand.
I think you guys underestimate. Everything I've read about it said it's like the best one since like the Tobey Maguire one.
Yeah, but I think what's going to hurt it is the casual people who are not paying attention to like going to the movies. They use their pass to go to the movies to see the Odyssey. So like it's too soon of a big hit after a big hit.
They use their hall pass.
Yeah.
They're not going to use their hall pass
on Matt Damon
for regular
yes.
D.
Yes, they're not going to use it on regular D with Tom Holland. They used it on Matt Damon with an IMAX.
I think that might be the factor that kills them because these Marvel movies do crazy money because all the super fans buy all the IMAX tickets and multiple times. They go see it multiple times in IMAX. You can't see it. Only regular D, it's like $15 versus $22. Regular D prices versus IMAX adds up. I think you might be onto something here, Chris Bleck.
Yeah, that's why I'm not trying to hate on Spider-Man. I just think that the IMAX angle, the fatigue angle, it's going to be nice this weekend around the parts of the country, a summer weekend. I think it's going to be tough. And it's also, I feel like people are starting to sour on the superhero genre.
The numbers definitely show that, but is Spider-Man immune to it?
I think that Spider-Man is immune to that. I think that the one guy that's immune to it is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man and his regular D.
Yes.
I think you might be right. Yeah. And I think it's the two you mentioned, Abdalla. I think Spider-Man and Batman are kind of immune to it. Everybody likes that.
To it.
Everything else, I don't know. But we'll see. It's only regular D, though. It's only regular D. It's not IMAX.
There's so many crossovers between the Odyssey and Spider-Man in this Spider-Man movie.
What role does Matt Damon play?
It's Tom Holland, the regular D. It's Tom Holland, it's Zendaya, and it's the other guy. Punisher is also in the Odyssey.
The Cyclops?
No, Punisher. The guy that plays Punisher is also in Odyssey. He plays.
Does he play the Cyclops?
No, he didn't play the Cyclops.
Cersei?
Yes, he was Cersei.
John Bernthal? Is that his name? John Bernthal?
Yeah,
Bernthal.
Yeah, Jonathan Bernthal.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, he's like the bad guy?
No, he's a good guy. Punisher's a good guy.
I don't know. Comic books, man. I don't know. I'm watching sports. I'm a sports kid.
You would think that a guy named Punisher would be a bad guy.
That's why I said it.
He punishes the bad guys.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Fantastic.
Thank you, Adam, for that breakdown.
You're welcome.
That does it for over under today, fellas.
Thank you, Raj. We appreciate it. Bleck Abdalla, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save on commercial auto insurance from Progressive. Get a fast quote at progressivecommercial.com. Yesterday here on the show, we told you about a cookie company, Crumble, that has produced a new cookie that is a flaming hot Cheeto cookie that they now sell. It's got a tangy cream on top, a cream cheese.
Easy.
It's got a spicy cheese crisp mixture.
Easy.
Dusted on the top with a flaming hot Cheeto. And I think they serve it with a lime wedge. We told you about this yesterday. Crumble. They have this new cookie. We both thought it sounded disgusting. On my way into work today, I picked one up. I have it here in the studio, and we will taste test the flaming hot Cheeto cookie coming up next here on Bleck and Abdalla.
The Hall of Fame game is a week from today. Panthers, Cardinals, and the official start of the NFL preseason. Hear it on the Westwood One Sports app from your home of the NFL. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. Chris and Adam are about to try a cookie, and we're trying to talk them into eating it Lady and the Tramp style. They are alleging that it's going to be too messy.
Cool.
I don't know if that is the exact reason why they're not going to do it, but I guess we'll find out here. So thanks for getting with us here on YouTube. Appreciate you guys watching and listening.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Raj, can you hear me when I talk to you here? Okay, cool. All right. Now, okay, cool. That's all I wanted to try. All right, thanks.
Okay, let's go back to.
Yeah.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Bleck and Abdalla hanging out with you here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Make sure you get to our YouTube channel, Bleck and Abdalla Show. Like and subscribe. We're almost to 1,000 followers on YouTube, so make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube page. Help us get to 1,000. And if you go there right now, you can watch us as we broadcast the show each and every day, live from the great city of Chicago, from NBC Tower here in downtown Chicago. Abdalla, yesterday on the show, we talked about a cookie that Crumble is making that has the Flaming Hot Cheeto on top of the cookie. So this is a cookie, a lime-flavored cookie that has Flaming Hot Cheeto crumble dust on top. In the box, there are Flaming Hot Cheetos added on top of the cookie. There's also a lime wedge on top of the cookie. And there's I think there's like a tangy cream cheese like frosting.
Yeah, hold that up to the camera. Let's
But
see.
you can't really see it. It's going to fall out of the box. So I stopped at Crumble. There was a Crumble on the way to the studio. So this morning on my way in, I walked by and I got a cookie because Abdalla looked up yesterday here on the show and he noticed that they're open. They open what? You told us yesterday. They open at like 8 a.m., right?
Yeah.
Well, when I came by and I was walking into the store, it was probably, let's see, we're talking about 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
9:15.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Come walking by. They were not happy that a customer was there. I don't know. Crumble is not paying us, right? They're not supporting the show as of right now. The people the people in the store were not thrilled to see a customer an hour after they opened the store. So that's one. So when I walked in, I walk in. Hey, good morning.
Hey.
She just did the Gen Z stare at me. She
Like
just
that.
stared. She just stared at me.
Like that.
Yeah, no good morning, no welcome in, no hello, not how can I help you today?
Yeah.
What would you like? No. She just stares at me. And I go, "Oh, are you guys not are you not open?" She goes, "No, we're open." I go, "Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can I order a cookie?"
Mm-hmm.
And she just stares at me again, and then she walks over to a self-help little display thing. You know, you punch in the buttons and you order it from a little kiosk.
Yeah.
She walks over and points me to that.
Yeah.
I go, "Oh, so I got to do it from the computer?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Great. Fantastic. Glad I stopped in."
Yeah, they're just
like
yeah.
what?
Yeah,
what the
they're
hell?
just people are. You got to understand that people are just there.
Good, great, wonderful.
People are just
Glad
there
I stopped in to your establishment.
You got to understand that at this point, with places like that, people are just there to unlock and lock a door and set the cookie on the counter after you order it. Like, you might as well have ordered it on your walk
Yeah.
And it would have just been there, and you
I
would have
think
walked
so.
to carry out and just been like, thanks. And
Yeah.
that's why, like, because do they even make, I doubt they even make the cookies there.
I don't think
they're
so.
delivered.
Well, no, they had, there was another guy, he was behind the counter, and he had multiple cartons of eggs that he was like cracking. So
Okay, so
they
maybe
have to
they
be
do make
making
them there.
cookies.
Okay, so
yeah.
maybe they're making them there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you get the point, right?
Still,
you walk into an establishment and you say good morning.
Yeah.
And they just stare at you.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, cool. I'm glad I'm here. First of all, I've never been in a crumble. All right. I'm not a crumble guy.
I've had a crumble.
I'm not going and getting solo cookies.
You're not a sweet boy.
I'm not. But my point is, I don't know how
you're a savory boy.
I don't know how you do this. I didn't know it was a kiosk place. I didn't know I had to order from the machines.
Yeah.
I want to have a little human connection, a little good morning. How's your day?
No.
That little
Kick rocks, dude. You're not getting
All right.
any of that.
So then after I punched it in and made the order, I stood there silently as I waited for my cookie. It only took a couple minutes, no problem.
But they didn't have to make it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have it here. Do you want to cut this in? So we're going to taste test this cookie.
cut it.
So this is you cut it.
What do you mean I cut it?
You cut off a piece that you want.
I'm just going to cut it in half.
All right, cut it. So there you go. Abdalla's going to cut the cookie. Oh, no. Is that knife strong enough for that? Okay, all right. And so we will taste test this cookie. I have a feeling this is going to be terrible.
I think so, too, because I don't like Flamin' Hots. So.
I don't like Flamin' Hots. I don't know why it's a cookie.
I don't know why there's a lime involved with it.
Do you want a little spritz of the lime
I
on
might
top
as
of the
well.
cookie?
I mean, is it spritzable or does it just cut? No, that's not a spritzable lime. That's a
You want to?
no.
You want to?
That's that's decoration lime.
Do you want to lick the lime?
Easy, buddy.
You can have it if
I
you
don't
want it.
No.
Okay, you don't want
this
it.
is a
All right. All right.
hefty cookie.
It looks heavy.
It's a heft. The heft
The
is
cookie
there.
looks heavy.
Okay, this is decked out in.
Raj wanted us to share the one cookie and eat from opposite ends.
He wanted us to Lady and the Tramp this.
I don't think we could get that done.
No.
And by the way, guys,
this is really a crumble.
During the break, we talked with the YouTube chat, and that's how they wanted you guys to eat it as well. Is they wanted
this is
you guys
gonna make a
to
mess if that's the
Lady
case.
and
All
the
right, I'm
Tramp
gonna take a
style
bite. Abdallah's chewing right now, so I'm gonna wait while he chews on his cookie.
Okay.
What do you think?
It's not a forward heat.
It looks like just a sugar cookie with Cheetos on top of it.
You don't really taste the Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Really,
here we
all
go.
you do is
What's
it's
going
a
in?
heat after you're done eating the cookie. It's an after swallow heat.
Easy.
Easy.
Easy there. Easy.
Like you don't really taste the Flamin' Hots. It's not really crunchy.
That's nasty, dude. That's not good. And that's
Like
not
they
even
didn't sugarcoat it. He was like, ugh.
No, that's nasty because you get the sweet.
I get a little lime,
and then it tastes like you're.
And then it's just hot. But it's not like
Oh,
spicy.
it's not hot at all.
No, it's not hot, but there's a little bit
It's
of heat.
just the weird like bag of Cheeto flavor.
What I appreciate is that my fingers aren't all red now.
Does it
Here, eat
taste
the-
like
eat the rest
Cheetos,
of it.
I want
guys?
the
Like,
rest of your cookie.
does it taste like a Flamin' Hot Cheeto to you guys, or does it taste
Not really,
like someone
because
trying to
I'm
make
eating
it taste
because
like
I'm eating 90% cookie and frosting.
Not really. It really
Like I like sugar cookies and frosting, so I'm gonna finish it.
yeah, and you can finish this half too, and you can have the lime here.
I don't
And there's
want
there's two Flamin' Hot Cheetos
I
inside
don't
the box.
like Flaming Hot.
You can go for it.
No.
Go face first into that box of cookie right there.
Easy.
Raj, of all people,
Of all places.
Wow, I would expect that from Abdalla,
Here
not
of
from
all
Raj.
places.
All right, there's the taste test. Baker Mayfield had thoughts for the Bucks. We'll share those next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla on the air live from Chicago until 3 Eastern each and every day, and then Jim Rome will take over at 3 Eastern right here on Westwood One Sports. You can always call or text the show at 310-840-4910. It's Bleck and Abdalla hanging out with you for the next hour right here on Westwood One Sports. Earlier today, Baker Mayfield spoke at Buccaneers camp. Baker Mayfield is not happy, Abdalla, as no new contract was agreed upon at the start of training camp. And so Baker Mayfield had his chance today to speak to the media. This was Baker Mayfield just a couple hours ago before training camp today up with the Buccaneers.
Wanted a deal done and set the deadline and told them it was going to be all ball after that. And I did mean that. And I don't know if they thought I was just going to take some of the offers that they gave, but I'm at the point of my career and understanding what I've brought to this franchise. One, I'm very, very thankful for the chance they gave me. Do not get me wrong on that. But I've also I really know what I've brought to this franchise, leadership-wise, and even play-wise. It's been some of the best years of my career, and I think it's only going to trend upwards, just being comfortable and feeling that. So disappointing in that regard to not have, to feel disrespected a little bit. And that's really the disappointing part, to feel undervalued after thinking you've earned it. This is not a poor me thing. There's a lot of other people that have it way worse off, but I can sit here and look at other quarterbacks and peers and evaluate myself based on that and put myself in certain categories that I deserve to be compensated for that. And I think I'm a franchise quarterback. I've been told I'm a franchise quarterback. It's been said publicly from ownership down here. And so to not have a deal done is very disappointing. But I said the deadline was the deadline.
So there you go. Baker Mayfield today at Buccaneers camp speaking to the media. Disrespected and disappointed that he didn't get a deal. He's been told he's a franchise quarterback, yet the Buccaneers are not committing to him as a franchise quarterback for this upcoming season.
Well, look, and also some of the details of what was offered to him are coming out. He spoke to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler about this and said that he was only offered a 2-year deal and that the Bucs didn't want to go into the $50 million plus range. And when you look at the average value, the average per year grouping of quarterbacks, you've got Mahomes at 64, you've got Dak at 60, and then the rest, you've got a bunch of guys at 55, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Stafford, Goff is the cutoff. He's at 53. You've got Purdy at 53. And then you've got like Herbert, Lamar Jackson, who's obviously drastically underpaid and is also looking for him to get himself a new deal. And then you've got Jalen Hurts at 51. Talking about this the last few days as leading up to training camp and this deadline was approaching, you and I said, look, if Baker's asking for 60, that's probably not realistic for the Bucs to go out there and give him like a 5-year, $60 million per year deal. Probably not. But if he's asking for in the range of 53, 55, maybe he just says, hey, make me the next guy. Make me 56.
Yeah.
Above the 55 guys, but not the 60 guys, right? I could understand that because they've made the playoffs a few years here. They didn't make it last year. But Baker's playing some of the best football of his career. He's not young, but he's not certainly an older player. Like he's not Aaron Rodgers that's on the brink of retirement. And he said the most disrespectful part of this was that they were only willing to offer him a 2-year extension and that he wants and has deserved, as they have told him, if he's a franchise quarterback, a 2-year deal is not something that you offer a franchise quarterback. A 2-year deal is something that you offer is what Malik Willis got. That's what Malik Willis got. Willis got a 2-year deal.
So here's Baker Mayfield on ESPN television with Jeremy Fowler. What was the most disappointing portion of this situation?
I mean, it was all three between years, average, and guarantees. Probably the most disappointing is years. Didn't get offered anything over 2. And so when you're told you're a franchise quarterback and they handle it otherwise, that's disappointing. So felt like I earned that. It's not a poor me pity party over here. It is what it is, and so that's why I said the deadline was training camp. Focused on the team, focused on getting better, and trying to give this team a better chance to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I think the range that he's looking for, I don't think that's unrealistic. I think Baker Mayfield deserves that type of contract. I think when you look at some of the other quarterbacks who are making over $50 million a year, at the way that quarterbacks are getting paid now, the only guys who are under that threshold are guys that you know may not be it. Or they're at the end of their career, like Aaron Rodgers, right? 1 year, it's around like 20-something that he's making. But like when you look at it overall for the quarterbacks who have the opportunity to cash in, all of the guys who are of any note are all making over the 50 million mark. The guys under are like Daniel Jones, Malik Willis, Sam Darnold. Baker Mayfield's better than those quarterbacks.
Oh, for sure.
And so his point to get over to 50 mil, he can look at Brock Purdy. He can look at Jalen Hurts. You can make an argument. I know that Jalen Hurts has won Super Bowl. He has had success with the team. But Baker Mayfield's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. But Baker Mayfield's a better quarterback than Brock Purdy.
But also, this isn't just about who he's better than, right? Like, this is about the NFL, where the cap is going, what these teams are valued at, and what these teams get from the TV money. And the cap keeps going up. So the fact that Baker isn't out here saying, pay me $65 million, so I'm the highest paid guy, because that's what the next guy gets, right? For a while it was, well, the next quarterback that's up just automatically gets the highest one. Well, now that's not the case. It's usually like the youngest guy that's up next gets the highest one, right? So you're looking at like the next class that's up next for rookie extensions. They're going to be the one that gets the next highest. Like, obviously, Patrick Mahomes deserves to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. He's one of the best, if not the best quarterback in the NFL. He's got the rings and everything else to prove it. Dak at 60, I don't know if he deserves to be, but the Cowboys gave it to him, right? Joe Burrow at 55. The one that I would say is drastically underpaid is Lamar Jackson, but he's working on getting an extension and signing a new deal. The fact that he's saying, I want to be in that 50 million club isn't a lot, because we know how much the cap continues to go up every single year. He's not trying to hold the Bucs organization hostage the way we've seen other quarterbacks do this in the past. He's not trying to say, hey, pay me more than everybody else and hamstring this organization for the next 5 years and not make any improvements whatsoever. He wants what franchise quarterbacks make. Look at the list of quarterbacks and what they're making. He deserves to be paid like this list of quarterbacks that we gave that are in the 50s range.
Yeah.
He's not saying reset the market. He's not saying pay me more than these guys. He's saying give me above 50 million and don't disrespect me by saying I'm a franchise quarterback and then give me 2 years, because that's ridiculous.
He's also not holding in or holding out. He's there practicing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like you could, Jacoby Brissett was unhappy with his situation, so he told the Cardinals he was going to hold in. That lasted a day.
Yeah.
Like Baker's there. I also think like he knows as the leader of the team and as the starting quarterback, you have to be there, right? Like if you're not there, then like everything's on pause, and so he's also taking the approach, like, yes, he's talking to the media about this, and he's explaining himself today and explaining that he gave the Buccaneers a deadline that they didn't meet. With that said, he's there. And he's practicing.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, what it signals to me is that they are worried that this upcoming season won't go well and that they're going to be bringing in a new head coach next offseason to replace Todd Bowles. And then if that's the case, if that's what they're planning on, then you don't want to lock in a quarterback who maybe your new head coach may not want. That's the only thing, because Baker Mayfield at 31, he still has 7-8 years of his prime left, right? Like you can theoretically, if you said that, well, the Bucs are worried about their future. Well, Baker Mayfield could be your future.
Yeah.
There's no reason why he can't play another 8 years. He's 31 years old. Kirk Cousins is what, 38? He's going to start this year for the Raiders. I disagree with that idea, but it's taking place. That's something that's out there.
If Baker Mayfield was a Raider and you were telling me that the Raiders drafted Fernando Mendoza and we're starting Baker Mayfield, I would have you'd be like, yeah, that makes all the sense in the world, because Baker Mayfield is still a good quarterback. If this were any other team, if Baker Mayfield was signing with the Vikings and they were sitting JJ McCarthy, they'd be like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because Baker Mayfield's still a good quarterback. I completely understand that. To me, this puts even more gasoline on the fire that next offseason, Baker Mayfield is going to be looking at teams like the Falcons, who don't have a healthy quarterback right now going into the first week of training camp because Tua Tagovailoa has an injury that flared up. He was seen throwing today, but that doesn't mean he's taking part in drills. And Michael Penix says it's going to be 4 weeks before he can take part in drills. And teams like the Steelers, whose quarterback said he's retiring at the end of the year. And Will Howard is not going to... You'd rather have Baker Mayfield over Will Howard in every game this next year. So those two teams, and I'm sure there will be other teams that find themselves in a situation that would want to work with Baker Mayfield, the Bengals, if Joe Burrow decides that he wants out because they only win 6 or 7 games because the defense isn't ready yet and they can't protect him. So there will be a few teams that want Baker Mayfield's services should this not work out. And if they're not willing him to pay him and make him a part of the 50 million club, why are they willing him to put him on the franchise tag? I don't understand that. Maybe because it's only 1 year and they're not willing to commit to him long term. So that could be it. But if I'm Baker Mayfield and we know he's a great team player because he's willing to play on the franchise tag and not hold out next season or hold in or whatever it's going to end up being.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app, hanging out with you for the next hour right here on Westwood One Sports. You can always call or text the show at 310-840-4910. From some of the conversation we were having earlier in the show, we were talking about IMAX and the standard definition, the regular D. From the 209, Chad in California. Shout out, Chad.
Shout out, Chad.
He says the IMAX movies are loud and bright. Wife complains it hurts. The regular D is just right.
Yeah, listen.
There you go. Chad in California. Not only that, he's also calling for a sound drop that he would like. Not only, here we go. Let's go for the, yes.
The large male.
Yes, the large male.
Listen.
Large male.
When I asked my wife. If she cared, she was like, no, let's just, regular D's fine. And I was like, music to my ears.
Large male.
I'm glad that that'll suffice.
Yes. So there you go. That's Chad in California texting the show. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports from the 503. How about this? You guys were wrong about the Hawk. Had me laughing out loud for real. The Hawk is the show on Netflix with Will Ferrell, right?
Yeah,
that's his show.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And we were talking about that because remember at the Major League Baseball All-Star break. The home run derby, you had Will Ferrell there announcing the players for the home run derby.
Are you guys ready to watch some balls go very far into the air?
Funny man.
The Liberty Bell comes and takes photos of him.
Hilarious.
Yeah, so funny.
Never has to pay at Wawa.
Watch out.
It really makes you think, God, I wish Shohei was here, right?
Hey.
So Will Ferrell, his new show is on Netflix, The Hawk. It looks terrible, but
it might be funny.
We have a texter saying it's funny.
And
we're wrong.
There's just like 100 other things that I have on my list that I need to watch before I get to Hawk.
There's too many things.
Yeah,
honestly, there really are.
Yeah.
So there you go. So we have a texter from the 503, seal a stamp of approval on The Hawk, saying that that's a show.
Yeah.
The 352. The text reads, can you guys please play the LeBron Philly celebration song again?
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we could probably do that. You know, LeBron.
It's an all request Thursday here.
We're
Abdalla.
not taking requests. No.
You just did.
It's not. No.
You took 2 requests. You took a request for the large male, and you just took a request for a song. It's an all request Thursday here.
I'm just supporting those who are supporting us here on the program.
It's Lollapalooza weekend here in the great city of Chicago.
I'm supporting those who are supporting us.
If you're in our great city, stay hydrated. Wear your sunscreen.
Lollapalooza is a big festival that takes place in Grant Park in downtown Chicago.
Yeah.
There's usually great musical acts performing. I don't know. This year's lineup looks kind of lame, but...
Don't crap on the music.
Well, I mean, it does. Are you going to see Lord tonight?
Just because it's not for you, because you're 41.
Nah, tastemaker. I'm a tastemaker. I know what's right. I know what's good.
You can't taste anything. All right? You've lost your ability to taste and smell.
Well, we were...
you can go ahead and plead the fifth.
I think here, a band for you. Tomorrow night, you have the Smashing Pumpkins will play Lollapalooza.
There you go. I've seen the Smashing Pumpkins. I'll continue to smash them.
And I know, I think something we can all agree upon, Tate McRae on Sunday night.
We'll move the runner.
That's what you're going to go with? She's going to move the runner?
Yeah, lay down a bunt.
Got runners in scoring position. Tate McRae at the dish.
Scoring position. I will say that, look, there's the people were lined
Isn't
up.
she into hockey dudes? Isn't that the thing that I've seen?
I don't know.
right.
There people were lined up at like 5 a.m. at the gates to get in.
Okay. All right.
It's crazy.
So to our great texter, we were talking about LeBron James earlier because The Athletic is reporting that ESPN and LeBron are close to an agreement to putting together a Last Dance style documentary for his season upcoming with the Philadelphia 76ers.
Okay.
It feels like LeBron is desperately trying to prove that he's better than Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
That's how it feels. Trying to do everything Jordan has done. So we were talking about LeBron and the fact that they are going to record this documentary. Now, there's no guarantee that will be interesting. Like LeBron taking off 2 weeks in the middle of the season to rest his body. Is that fascinating to anyone? LeBron trying to get Bronny on the team. Is that fascinating to anyone? LeBron and Rich Paul with their business dealings and their media mogul stuff. Is that interesting? I don't know. LeBron and Joel Embiid hitting the injury report. Is that going to be a part of the documentary?
DNP CD.
Jaylen Brown on his live stream. Is that going to be a part of the doc? Philly fans ripping LeBron. I hope that's on there.
Does the crying girl make the doc?
I don't know. The poor girl was crying when the 76ers were knocked out of the playoffs from the New York Knicks this past spring.
And I love Joel, and I hope he stays. I love the whole team. They did amazing, but it's just heartbreaking. It really is.
So she was crying on the local news because they lost to the New York Knicks in the playoffs. So here you go for the all request here on Bleck and Abdalla on a Thursday from the 352 asking for the LeBron James celebration song from Philly fans. Here it is. LeBron James, Man in the Mirror, the remake. Yep.
The man on the Sixers, LeBron. I'm asking you to say his name, LeBron James.
There's so many of these videos online.
Yeah, but that one is
so many of them.
So good.
That one's good.
It's been stuck in my head.
The promiscuous one is terrible.
That's awful. No,
this one's
trash.
bad.
Trash.
Mr. LeBron.
Trash.
Terrible.
You met Obama and you got real good grades. That's what he says.
It's amazing. Oh, it's so bad.
Do you know he got good grades?
It's not as bad as the song to the Bieber's song that was from like a couple of years ago. Oh, jeez.
All I want to do is glaze LeBron.
Oh, jeez. Come on, man.
Easy.
What are we doing?
Bron's the goat that I chose. The haters don't like.
I think this guy's got an after show.
Does he?
Lollapalooza after show. Yeah, tonight. Yeah.
I didn't know Nick Wright was in town.
Wow.
Ooh.
What did I say?
Playing the Vic.
Hey, have you guys seen some of the LeBron Philly merch that's out now?
No, I haven't.
It's in the same spirit of the songs, like they're spoofing the Rocky poster on a shirt, but it's LeBron instead.
It's wild, man.
Like that's like
It's
a very
wild.
popular one. There's one of him at the Liberty Bell. There's one in him recreating the Fresh Prince open where he's on the crown. Yeah. They're all in. They're all in.
I hate it.
Text from the 630. Text from the 630. We mentioned Tate McRae. She's into hockey guys.
Yeah.
The texter says every chick loves hockey dudes. I think that's true. I think that's something that we can. I think market research would suggest that that's the case.
Market research.
Yeah, I think the hockey dudes do all right.
They do.
I think they do. I think they do.
His name is LeBron James. I'm talking about the man on the Sixers.
James. All right, so there you go. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. Who are the top play callers in the NFL? We'll tell you coming up next. When you speed while driving, you have less time to react to whatever comes across your path. A sharp turn could take you by surprise, causing you to veer off the road. Another car could turn out in front of you, leading to a fender bender.
A truck could brake suddenly, injuring you and the other driver. A cyclist could enter the road ahead, and your impact could send them to the hospital. A pedestrian could be walking their dog, and your foot on the gas might lead to a tragedy.
You may not think that any of these things could happen to you, but you won't see them until they happen. When you're speeding, you don't have time to course correct. You don't have time to stop.
And it only takes an instant for disaster to strike. The speed limit isn't just there to protect you. It's there to protect your passenger, other drivers, cyclists, pedestrians, and everyone sharing the road.
So slow down, obey the law, and help keep everyone around you safe.
Speeding catches up with you, paid for by NHTSA.
The Raiders are not going with Fernando Mendoza.
Kirk Cousins is a starting quarterback.
But how long will their first overall pick really be on the sideline? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Bleck and Abdalla hanging out with you here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. We love talking football throughout the summer, Abdalla, and there's a lot going on in the National Football League as well, as we have camps taking place around the NFL. As here on the show each day as we talk football with you throughout the summer. It's a segment we like to call the Summer of Football.
I proclaim this the summer of
football.
What the hell's going on out here? We're gonna be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party. Only Brett Favre could do that. I don't care what you say.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Just keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
We need a National Guard. We need as many men as you can spare because we are killing the Patriots.
The Summer of Football with Bleck and Abdalla.
I throw, you catch. It's not that hard, okay?
How about this, Abdalla? We are now 41 days away from the start of the NFL season.
Ooh, matriculating our way through the summer. 41 days. A week from tonight.
41
football.
days.
A week from tonight, Chris, football.
Football's back.
Football's
back. Westwood One Sports, your home for the NFL. Back Together weekend is this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Check out YouTube TV all weekend long for Back Together, the NFL weekend, as we get things started here of the NFL season. 41 days away. Today's topic here on the Summer of Football, The Athletic has a new column up, the 10 top play callers in the NFL. Who are the guys, the best play callers in the NFL? Some names instantly jump to mind as we start to have this conversation and to look at it. So number 10 on the list from The Athletic, Mike McDaniel, the new offensive coordinator for the Chargers. Number 9 on the list, Clint Kubiak, head coach for the Raiders. That's interesting. That's an interesting selection.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8, Josh McDaniels with the Patriots. A lot of people always call McDaniels as one of the best coordinators. Now, as a head coach, he's a mess.
Horrible.
But as a coordinator, he's great. Number 7, Shane Steichen for the Colts. Their head coach is number 7 on the list. A couple names haven't heard yet.
Yeah.
A couple names haven't heard. Number 6, Andy Reid for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's amazing to me. Number 6 for Andy Reid. Okay, so Reid is 6. All right, I'm trying to think of who could be above Andy Reid. Number 5, Liam Cohen with Jacksonville.
Above Andy Reid?
Above Andy Reid.
Yikes.
Number 4, Matt LaFleur.
Above Andy Reid?
Green Bay Packers head coach.
Yikes.
Number 3, Ben Johnson. Chicago Bears head coach.
I'm not surprised by that.
I mean, there's
not surprised.
a couple names remaining on the list, and there's one name who's been around for a long time who is I don't see his name on this list. Number 2, Sean McVay, Rams head coach. Number 2, number 1, Kyle Shanahan is the number 1 play caller in the NFL, 49ers head coach.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
Now, I know that he's giving up play calling duties for this upcoming season. Isn't it a little surprising that Sean Payton doesn't make the top 10 play caller list?
He's not a play caller.
Is that the criteria? Like, but if you said who are the best play callers in football, usually Sean Payton comes to mind.
I understand that, but this criteria, as done by The Athletic, are play callers, and in order to compile this list, it's not like somebody just said, "Oh, let me just think of this willy-nilly," right? It's let me just pull names out of a hat and put Andy Reid number 6.
You saying like the research that we do on this show?
Yeah, and put Kyle Shanahan number 1 and put Ben Johnson number 3 and do that, right?
Okay.
No. The Athletic talk to defensive play callers. They talk to defensive coordinators and the guys that have to scheme and call plays against these offensive play callers. And they're the ones that ranked these play callers. So they're the ones that put Andy Reid 6th.
Okay.
And they're the ones that didn't rank or probably didn't put, Sean Payton, or I don't know if he was eligible or not, or put Matt LaFleur in front of Andy Reid, which I wouldn't do. Who put Liam Cohen, which I wouldn't have done.
That's got to be
in front of Andy Reid.
He or Steichen are the two
Yeah.
most surprising on the list, right?
Yeah. Well, what's interesting to me and what I sent you earlier about the Liam Cohen section, and I think it fits in pretty nicely with what happened today, with what Baker Mayfield said today about feeling disrespected. One AFC defensive coordinator said this about Liam Cohen. Defensive coaches noted Liam Cohen's ability to stay a step ahead of them and their adjustments and timing when to go for shot plays. I think he has good timing, and I think he would like to go get certain calls more, said an AFC defensive coordinator. I think Trevor Lawrence probably limits them a little bit more than what Baker did. Because remember, Liam Cohen came from Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he was with Tampa with Liam Cohen.
An AFC defensive coordinator said that he thinks Trevor Lawrence limits what Liam Cohen does more than what Baker Mayfield did when Liam Cohen was in Tampa.
That's interesting. I would have never thought that of the pairing that Trevor Lawrence was the weak link. But if other defensive coordinators are seeing that,
it's just one.
It's just an opinion.
It's just one
that made the column.
Yeah, but it's interesting that it's in there. And look, Trevor Lawrence had a bad start to the season. Liam Cohen coming in, new head coach. You expect some growing pains. You expect a lot of those hiccups to happen, and had a better second half of the season. So maybe this defensive coordinator faced them in the first half and not the second half. There can be a lot of caveats to this, but it's just interesting that this defensive coordinator would say, in comparison to what Cohen was doing with Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence is limiting what he can do because Baker was better at executing the offense.
Yeah, I think that definitely stands out. That's something that's notable and to pay attention to in this column. So the top 10 play callers in the NFL from The Athletic. Bleck Abdalla, Summer of Football, Day 41. Westwood One Sports has all your coverage of the NFL throughout the season, including the Hall of Fame game next week, the opener, Seattle and New England, and all the big, important primetime games you can listen to on Westwood One Sports. The American Red Cross needs blood donors now. Make your appointment today. Visit redcrossblood.org. Use the blood donor app or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You know, at the top of the list, like it's very obvious the last couple of years that McVay and Shanahan are the best two play callers in football.
Yeah.
I am a little surprised. Like, I know that you and I are watching the Bears and we are Bears fans. I am a little surprised that it has happened this quickly, that Ben Johnson at number 3. And on the list, the lowest ranking that people gave him was 4.
And some people put him number 1.
So the fact that people around the league already think that Ben Johnson is in that same category with McVay and Shanahan, not only is it exciting to be a Bears fan, but also I'm a little surprised that it is taken this quickly to happen like this. Although when he was with the Lions, people talked about him with Detroit as one of the best play callers in all of football.
I'm not surprised by him being number 3 because I think after last season with the Bears, you heard former players that are now analysts, you heard current analysts that are connected start to put his name alongside the best coaches in the NFL. They are saying, look, when you look at these great offensive minds and the great coaches like McVay and Shanahan and Ben Johnson, and you're like, wait, did you just say? Usually it's normally only 2 names in there. Normally it's Shanahan and McVay, and now you're putting Johnson in there too? Like, I think that what you saw, if you saw Caleb Williams take his sacks down by more than half and what they were able to do offensively and the success that they had in getting as far as they did into the playoffs in year 1, and what everybody thought that the way Ben Johnson was going to, it was never a question of the system, right? With Ben Johnson becoming a head coach, we all knew the play calling, like you just said. He was always named one of the best play callers and offensive minds in the NFL. It was always a question of, can that turn into a leader? Can that turn into a head coach? Can he command a room? Will guys believe in that? Or is he just a guy with a play sheet and can come up with plays and all that?
Yeah.
And that was the question and the debate here in Chicago, where we broadcast from. The debate in Chicago was between him and Mike Vrabel. You know Mike Vrabel is a leader. You know Mike Vrabel can command a room. You know Mike Vrabel can turn a franchise around. That was the debate between the two. And obviously, we now know the Bears franchise has been completely turned around because of Ben Johnson's leadership. So you put the two together, and that's why people are talking about him in the way that they do McVay and Shanahan, and also like Andy Reid too. Like, obviously he doesn't have the rings or anything like that.
LaFleur at 4 surprises me because I feel like most Packer fans complain about the check down nature of LaFleur's offense, and that's very predictable.
When he gets leads, yeah.
So the fact that someone like that is number 4, it's surprising to me, especially because remember at the end of last season, we weren't sold whether or not he was going to be back with Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
There was a talk about maybe the Packers moving on. Maybe he didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So LaFleur going at number 4 is also surprising. So that's the list from The Athletic, the top 10 play callers in the NFL, 41 days away from the start of the NFL season. That's our summer of football focus today here on Bleck and Abdalla. Now it's time for a quick look around baseball presented by NHTSA. When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit. Keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Chris, let's not go too far away from here, the city of Chicago. Let's go to Detroit, where Tarek Skubal had his, what we presume is his final start for Detroit, as the trade deadline is here on Monday. And he left the mound with a 7-0 lead, and then Detroit gave it up. They ended up losing the game in extras. Skubal notched his 1,000th strikeout and left to a standing ovation. He was emotional as he walked off. Is probably his final start for Detroit. And you've got, the Rays, the Braves, the Dodgers, the Brewers, the Cubs. Everybody is going to be in a bidding war for Skubal when the trade deadline gets here on Monday.
Yeah, and clearly, like, the Dodgers situation, I think, is fascinating because it sounds like with Shohei Ohtani, it's not just the leg injury. He also has a biceps injury as well. So it does kind of seem like, remember we were talking about this yesterday, that, at some point, maybe he should just focus on batting. And then if they can use him out of the pen in the playoffs, then that's just an added bonus.
Yeah.
Because it does seem like the Dodgers are going to be the team that ends up landing Skubal because they need that number 1 ace to replace Shohei. And even Shohei last year in the playoffs, like outside of that one legendary game, I think if you look at the numbers, he was only giving the Dodgers like pedestrian starting efforts.
Yeah.
But he was still batting. So he was great at the dish, but it's not like he was their number 1 starter throughout their World Series run last year. So watch out for the Dodgers once again. Monday, the trade deadline. Skubal, where will he land? We'll keep you updated here on Westwood One Sports. And that's a quick look around baseball presented by NHTSA. When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit. Keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Josh Allen has a bone to pick with Abdalla. Did you know that?
I didn't do anything to him.
Yeah, Josh Allen has a bone to pick with you, sir.
He should. Don't come after me.
Oh,
bro.
you're gonna start yelling at Josh Allen before you even hear what he has to say.
I wasn't in Sinners. Don't come after me. I saw that movie.
Yeah, well, I think we all saw that movie.
There's not two of me, bro.
Yeah, well, I think we all saw that movie.
There's not two Adam Abdallas.
Quite the performance. Quite the performance.
Performances.
Yeah, yes, especially from Haley.
Yeah.
Quite the performance. Abdalla, Josh Allen has a bone to pick with you, and we will hear from Josh Allen coming up next.
Jerry Jones is all in and open to trading for a player.
I'd give up future to add to where we are today.
Will the Cowboys trade for Raiders star Max Crosby? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Check out our podcast on Apple and on Spotify. And also, you can like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Bleck and Abdalla Show. We're almost to 1,000 follows on YouTube. Help us out. We're almost there. Like and subscribe, Bleck and Abdalla Show. You can watch the live stream each and every day. And also, we have new exclusive content posted to our YouTube channel every day. So like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Bleck and Abdalla Show. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers to the YouTube page. Make sure you do that today. Bleck and Abdalla Show on YouTube. Thank you to Raj and Roy for producing today's show. Jim Rome is coming up in about 13 minutes right here on Westwood One Sports. Josh Allen has thoughts for Abdalla. He doesn't like the way that you've spoken about the Buffalo Bills. Well, I mean, he didn't address you specifically.
First of all,
I don't think he knows who you are.
I'm picking them to win the AFC right now. What do you mean?
Sure, yeah, okay.
What do you mean? You're Mr. Raven over here.
You're talking trash about the Buffalo Bills, and Josh Allen's not here to hear that.
False.
He by the way, I don't think he's speaking directly to you, but an opinion you had about the Bills in the last week or so.
Okay.
About their fashion.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he agrees with your thoughts on how bad their new uniform, their alternate uniform looks.
Mm-hmm.
The gray unis and the bad helmet.
Sure.
Here's Josh Allen at Bills camp talking about everything that's new with the Buffalo Bills.
It's new everything. We got a new stadium, a new coach. Personal life, got a lot of news in my life too. So it is different. And change isn't always the easiest, but sometimes it's for the better. And we just gotta keep moving forward and stop hating on the jerseys, guys. I don't know if you guys are hating. I don't know. I don't see anything, but they're great. I honestly like. Speaking of new, right? It's a new look. It is. I understand that, but
it's not a ringing endorsement.
We got to be new, and I think these jerseys kind of are symbolic of that. And I'm excited to wear them. We had a lot of people that put in a lot of hard work for these jerseys, and it symbolizes a lot of newness, and that I am excited about.
Jeez, you would for the like word salad that took place after he knew what he said, and like, oh, come on, it's new. Stop hating on.
Come on, guys.
It's all new.
They're great.
First of all,
I honestly like. Speaking of new, right?
Speaking of new.
It's a new look. It is. I understand that, but
it's a new look.
Stop trying to make fetch happen.
We gotta be new.
We gotta be new. That's the phrase. We gotta be new.
I would love them to be new.
Buffalo Bills.
I would love them to be new and make a Super Bowl.
Jerseys kind of are symbolic of that, and I'm excited to wear them. I really is. We had a lot of people that put in a lot of hard work for these jerseys.
Do something new and make a Super Bowl.
A lot of hard work for the jerseys.
Do something new.
A lot of newness.
Newness.
That I am excited about.
I will tell you this. I am excited for their new stadium.
I'm very excited for their new
stadium. The Bills' new stadium looks awesome, man.
Can't wait for that.
I love that we're going to get a new stadium in the NFL that's not a dome.
Thursday, September 17th. I would tell them to, focus on something new, make a Super Bowl. I would also tell him to focus on Sunday, September 13th at Houston, where he has to face Will Anderson.
All right,
I would also tell him to focus on Monday, October 12th, where he has to face Myles Garrett. That'll be a tough game.
All right.
He has to go on the road to Vegas. Max Crosby
He
might
said
still be there.
he hasn't heard any of the criticism over the jerseys. He just wants people to stop hating.
If he hasn't heard it, why is he telling him to stop hating? If he hasn't heard
I've got a message for the haters. I don't hear any of the criticism, but I've got a message for the haters.
I don't read anything, but I got a message for the haters.
Here's a message for the haters. I don't hear or see anything, but I've got a message for the
Someone
haters.
probably said people don't like these jerseys, but he probably hasn't seen the tweets.
Oh, that's so great.
Still. Oof.
Raj, you said you saw something that will infuriate me. What did you see?
Infuriate. And I don't have all the details, so I apologize.
Hold on. I take offense. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. Nothing upsets me ever.
Really?
I'm a ray of sunshine at all times.
Have the look on Abdalla's face. To those of us on the YouTube Bleck and Abdalla show right now, the look of Abdalla tells more than 1,000 words could. As you
I'm
say
a
that.
pleasure and a delight.
Oh my gosh, I think this is going to absolutely infuriate you, Chris Bleck. Again, I apologize. I don't have all the details. It just popped up on my timeline. But you know how they do the top 10 chain? You know, like the top 10 chain, they'll do like, you made top 10 plays and you get the chain and you put the chain on.
Yeah.
All right. So they're leveling up. Again, I don't know the specifics. I don't know if this is going to be for Monday Night Football or if this is going to be for all sports or what it's going to be. But now when you're like the big performer, you're going to get yourself a specific WWE ESPN championship belt to commemorate and their collaboration and success together. It has the Sports Center logo on the side plates as well. And the minute I saw this, I just went, oh man, Chris is going to hate this.
As someone, I will say this, as someone who, as an Alabama fan, I know a few years ago, whenever they were one of the first few teams to adopt like a turnover thing.
Yeah.
And they had a turnover championship belt. It was an Alabama-specific championship belt. And whenever someone got a turnover, they got to walk around with the belt. And I loved it. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I still do to this day. Turnover things in college football are awesome. And
so
the belt
ESPN's
is one of the...
moment of the night is who's going to get this. Whoever has the moment of the night is going to get the belt.
But it's only going to be for Monday Night Football games because they don't really have other
I would think, right?
events
I would
like
think.
that, right? Like they're not, or is it going to be a digital belt? Yeah, a
that
digital
sucks.
coin.
An NFT?
Well, Raj, I'll respond like this. I think championship belts are cool, but I don't need to see 15 different wrestling interviews throughout the day on SportsCenter. That's just me. I don't know. Let's cover things that are real. I don't know. That's just me. Let's cover the real sports that are taking place.
When
I
did
don't know.
people stop writing letters?
Where do I get my highlights?
I mean, Raj, did you check out there? I think there's a big summer smash this weekend or something. What do you got?
SummerSlam this weekend. I'm sure it's going to be. I'm going to have some friends over. It's
I know
going to
what
be all over
SummerSlam is.
ESPN.
I was just messing up the name
you do.
on purpose for you.
I know.
They
It's just
had a
fun.
special on TV the other night.
They did. And I'm just glad that there's finally a big sporting event going on that's worth watching over the last few weeks because there ain't been nothing else worth watching.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
One final update from Cleveland, camp for the Browns.
Oh,
Zach Johnson, covering the Browns, says completions remain scarce today. Oh, jeez. Things are not looking good for the Browns.
Practice?
Yeah, in practice. Jim Rome's next.
This is Westwood One Sports.